Welcome to another episode of Inside Access Control, sponsored by SIA. Very excited today to have Brad Ruffkess, the founder of BoxLock, join me today. Brad, thank you very much for taking the time.
Hey Lee, thanks for taking the interest.
Absolutely. So we talk a lot about sort of the idea that access control and locks becoming a feature of a much larger story, and I think that we'll hear from you on yours about how you are solving a problem that the marketplace has seen. We've also talked about how really the existing locks that are on the marketplace. We're starting to see a bunch of companies that do really good user interfaces that are looking to solve a problem, but haven't really found locks that support it. So they've gone out and built their own on that end to bring a complete solution. And I think it's opened up even more opportunities for them. So you and I reached out, I think on LinkedIn is how we connected, saw your release in the product through a friend in that. So I'm very excited after we talked about the problem that you're solving and thought it would be great to have you come on and share that story with the audience here. So if you don't mind, why don't you give us a little bit of your background, very interesting, and then what you and your team at BoxLock are looking to solve.
I guess I'd say I'm a bit of an entrepreneur slash marketing strategist and planner. I spent the good portion of my career at Coca-Cola, leading different marketing functions and marketing capabilities. The last I was focused on a team building out the future-facing marketing capabilities, and my wife and I were going through the process of moving. And so as we're looking at going from a condo to a house, I'm looking at all these front porches and trying to figure out what on earth are we going to do with all of the things that we get delivered each and every day. And so I started poking around and looking for solutions to help us be able to secure the deliveries that we were getting, and was just surprised that I didn't find a whole lot of options out there. And which was surprising considering how much people are this is 2016, becoming dependent on home deliveries increasingly. And so we did what most people do. We got cameras installed. And the next day I watched some guy walk up and steal 2 packages off the front porch. Called up some buddies who owned a strategic design studio in California that I'd worked with for years, and said, hey, look, I've got there's a problem here. I've got an idea for a solution. Do you think we can build an unattended delivery solution that works across carriers? And so that really started a journey and a deep dive into security and last mile logistics that ended up leading to the creation of BoxLock.
Very cool. Yeah, it's funny. It's typically very entrepreneurial type story where there's a problem, you don't see a solution, so you go out and you make it. So good on you guys for doing that. If you would tell us a little bit about how it actually works and what you're actually doing.
Yeah, so we make we do secure unattended delivery technology. Today it takes the form factor of a smart padlock. The padlock has both connectivity, and then it's always connected to the internet. And then it's got a barcode scanner embedded inside of the lock. And so when we're working with the major carriers, UPS, USPS, FedEx, and Amazon, all of those packages already have tracking numbers with barcodes on the labels. And so the delivery driver will just walk up, use the barcode scanner in the lock to scan the tracking number. We'll connect, we'll confirm, is that package really for that household? And is it truly out for delivery? And if the answer to both those questions is yes, lock pops open, gives the driver access, put the package inside, locks it up, and you'll get a notification on your phone letting you know that your package has been securely delivered.
Very nice. So yeah, we've heard about these things primarily on the residential side too, but I've got to believe, and you've probably seen a commercial application for this as well. Can you speak a little bit about to that, as well as the value creation that seems to be here, not only for the call it the end user, and then the sort of people shipping it, but I believe the carriers as well.
Yeah, and I guess I'll start on the residential side. So when we secure deliveries across carriers, we look at it as a 3-sided marketplace. One is the consumer or the receiver that gets things delivered. The second is the carrier who actually delivers those. We help them make their routes more consistent, help them reduce failed first attempts. And then the third one is the shipper who's actually sending that parcel or that shipment. We help them increase lifetime customer value. Our customers tend to buy more, do so more often, more likely to buy online. And then when we get into areas like healthcare, we're able to give them critical insights into, was that package securely delivered? When was that package received or retrieved? And so what's happened is, if you just take a look around you, just about everything in supply chains have barcodes on them. And so the same keys we're using for tracking numbers on packages, they exist on employee IDs, they exist on SKUs, on labels on products, they exist on bill of ladings and supply chains. And so what's happened is, over the last couple of years, based off the consumer awareness around the product, we've had all these really innovative uh, analysts and managers within different supply chains reach out with these very uh, clear understanding of problems that they have in their supply chain, typically in the first and last mile, where they've reached out and said, can you help us solve this problem? And so our technology is being used in really creative ways that we never would have considered, based on the ubiquity of those barcodes.
Definitely a an area that, especially as more people start to get more deliveries, how we have residentially and then commercial, I don't see that slowing down anytime, especially as everybody's been living in their houses for the past, like, feels like 8 years, but I think it's a couple months at this point. I don't see that slowing down. And then the commercial side as well. I mean, that's the area that I know we talked about before was around, like, so the dark delivery side of what to do and to make how you make that sort of a lot easier for people. I'm also surprised that, and I'm sure you've seen it now too, is I feel like the bike lock forever, I'm sorry, I feel like the padlock forever has been thought of as just a thing for a bike lock. Even I use that word right there, right? But now when you start paying attention, you start to realize that, especially in the United States, there's a lot of them out there, and there's a lot of opportunity to actually bring those things online, versus people remembering codes or having a key.
Yeah, there's a lot of hasps out there, and there's a lot of just things that are protected. I see them every day when I walk around in different applications. And you think about, they've traditionally been secured with either a physical master key, which someone may be running around with to need to go get, or is at risk of being stolen, to combination locks that is only as good as the last person who someone gave the combination to. And so this idea that we can bring value by using barcodes and QR codes to be able to deliver the key, to be able to not only protect and secure things, but to also be able to help with inventory management of what are they actually taking, right? Is someone going into a cabinet to grab something, and can they scan that out and actually keep track of the inventory? It's pretty fascinating.
Let me ask you a question, especially someone with a background in marketing like yourself. Our industry historically doesn't really, I don't think, appreciate marketing as much as they should. Branding and storytelling is really just for the channel, and we do a lot of product marketing. If you don't mind, I'll take a little bit away from the product side and the solution, and just get maybe some of your background and from this and your impression. But how have you seen the ability to utilize your background into the success that you've seen so far with your company, differentiate, separated, whatever it might be? How have you seen the impacts there?
I think building a strong brand, is obviously, it's core to my background, and I think it's helpful in helping people both understand what the product does, but also be able to, you think about it in the different applications. And I think, we have spent a lot of time today focusing on the functional benefits of the product, which I hope we've done a pretty clear job of. And I think we have a lot of stories that we're sort of pent up and anxious to tell about the impacts that it's having in people's lives. And I think that, those are really meaningful. And I think the idea of it's had an impact on us today, and will have a really great impact on what we're doing in the future.
So as you look at sort of the vision of where you're going and currently where you're at now, is there anything that you're looking for that you need?
I think some of the great customer case studies that we can share around, in particular, some of the B2B and the enterprise applications. I think there's a lot of things we're doing that we can't necessarily talk about, and we're always looking for companies that we can help. but B, that really need, supply chain visibility and security solutions, but also those that are, interested in having that story told either as a competitive benefit for them, and how they're operating efficiently too.
And if people are looking to get a hold of you, where can they find out more information?
Best place is either on LinkedIn or on our website at getboxlock.com.
Awesome. So, Brad, I appreciate you taking the time to share your story, your background. I'm excited to see what you all do with this space. I think it's an area that's needed some innovation, as well as I like the sort of outside in approach of, there's a problem, you're looking to put a solution towards it, and you've been executing so far. So, good luck with everything. And if we can be of any help, let me know. Of
Amazing. Thank you very much. I
course.
enjoyed it and appreciate it.